What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dunatic's Automotive Shenanigans. On today's episode, we're going to be doing some prep work on our sand limo. Unfortunately, in the last trip out, we hurt the ring and pinion in the transmission. So we think, anyways. So we're going to have to take this motor out and get this transmission back out to Arizona Transaxle and get them to go through it. And hopefully it be done before race week, before I have to leave for race week. They said they can get it done. They do have a ring and pinion in stock, so hopefully we can get it out and get it put back together before then. We've also got a lot of prep work to do. I've got to wire up the turn signals and a few other things, but wiring for me is not that big of a deal. I can take care of that. So I'm going to get started pulling this motor out. Luckily on LS stuff, it's pretty easy. You just undo the harness here, undo the fuel lines, and it's pretty easy for this to come out. Undo the throttle cable, a couple things, bolts here and there, pull the headers off. So we're going to jump into some time lapse, and you guys can watch as we pull this thing apart. Alright guys, so we started getting this thing apart. We got the headers off. Starting to get the wiring harness off. I just wanted to show you guys these injector plugs. So to get them off, I mean they always break a lot, but it's cool that CBM makes this harness. And let's see if I can zoom in for you there. Just press this little tab right here on the side. Pulls right off. Really simple. You can see my one for the coil there is broken, so it just does all the coil packs. Same thing on this one, just push the side and pull up. Right here, it's this one right there. Push the side and pull up. Push the side and pull up. Got it. So all we got left is the fuel lines, the alternator power lead, and to get this harness off of that side. Then we'll dump the coolant, and then we will get the engine hoist out and start getting this motor out. So here's another little tech tip, guys. If you're ever using aluminum or even steel coolant piping, and they vibrate quite a bit, so you can see what I did here is we made this little bracket that goes in between the two pipes. Just slips in there, and then it just hose clamps together and it keeps the pipe steady. And then I've got another bracket made right here. Bolts to the head, and then that keeps the pipe tight. So it keeps it tight here, and then it supports it across here, and these things don't move at all. So there's no rubbing, no vibration. And yeah, so stick around, guys. We'll get this motor out in a few. So guys, we're going to take off the intake manifold. Normally we wouldn't have to do that to pull this motor, but there's a lot of sand and stuff inside here from years of duning. I'm sure it's pretty packed under there. I'm going to vacuum it all out, and then I've got a LS1 car manifold that I want to test fit on here and see how it's going to fit. I'd have to change the injectors and do a different type of regulator, but I want to test fit it and see how it fits. I know it won't fit on a truck motor with all this stuff in the way, so we're going to run the manifold flipped around. I just want to check throttle body clearance and kind of see where it's at. We've also got some billet parts. We got an ICT billet valley cover to put on there too, so we're going to take that off and keep on moving forward. We brought half a Glamis home with us when we took that intake manifold off. Take a look at that. That is pretty gnarly. I'm going to hold that one. Oh, there.
Yeah, I'll get
take a look at that. And that's the inside of the manifold, and that's after I washed it. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's going. You got to be really careful around here, guys, to make sure none of that sand falls in the ports. Some of it's already fallen. We'll get it out, but holy crap. That is a lot of sand. Exactly. Battery's dead. Oh, still recording. It turns that off to save. Hi guys, so we're going to lift this valley cover out of here. We got all that sand, that mountain of sand pulled out of there, and I'm going to pull this thing out of here and have a look inside.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, look at that, no sand. All right, looking pretty good. Yeah. All right, we're going to replace that with this ICT billet cover, and we'll keep on rocking. We got the valley cover off and got the whole area cleaned. We got the old gasket off and cleaned. These are metal gaskets with a rubber insert, so you can reuse these. It's kind of cool, little rubber O-rings around where the bolts go. I'm going to lay that gasket right back down on there, and then grab this ICT billet cover. Drop that. Look at that. We're all fancy now. And then we've got the bolts. Comes with these super cool flush Allen bolts. And we weren't using the knock sensors anyway. They were disabled, turned off in the HP tuners, so we don't need those where we're going. So all right, you guys hang tight. We'll get this thing bolted up, and we'll get back to pulling this motor out. All right, we got the engine hoist out. Got the motor just about ready to come out, so we'll get her strapped up and get this thing out of here so we can get this transmission off to get rebuilt. Hi boys, we got the motor out. Now we're moving on to the transaxle. We should have this out in another 15-20 minutes or so. This thing comes out pretty easy. So we'll get this out, and then I think we're going to take the motor and lift it up and just bolt it back in here for now, so we got some room to move stuff around. But she's out. Clutch looks really good, in good shape. No dust in there. A little bit, but nothing really to worry about. So we'll pull it off and inspect it, but I just did a clutch in this last season, so it should be pretty good. Get this thing ready for Rocky Mountain Race Week. All right, guys. Well, got the transaxle out. Got it all taken out, and you can kind of see how simple these LS harnesses are. Really, they just go to the ECU, and I've kind of tie wrapped everything kind of where it goes, so it comes in and out of my car pretty easy. So transaxle's out. She's down here on the ground. It weighs freaking 150 pounds, but got her out, and there's the motor. We're going to take the motor, like I said earlier, and just set it back in. We'll bolt it up on the mount so it's up and out of the way. And before we put this back together, I'm actually going to paint the back half of this car. If you guys got any suggestions for rust removal, drop a comment down below and let me know if you guys got anything that'll take this rust off. Something I can just spray on and kind of wipe off easily. I'm not about to spray WD-40 on this and hit it with Scotch-Brite for 12 hours. So yeah, she's out, and we're about finished up here. So she's out, and that's going to do it for tonight. We're just going to drop this motor back in. So you guys don't forget to smash that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you get a notification when our new videos come out. If you guys like what you're seeing, leave us a comment, and yeah, give us some suggestions. What do you guys want to see? The next couple of videos are going to be some project updates. We have our Project Civic. I'll tell you guys a story about that car in the next video. It's pretty meaningful to me and to a lot of people out there, but we're going to convert that to all-wheel drive. We got all our all-wheel drive parts from Mickey over at Throttle. So that's going to be a good project, so stick around for that one. So we will see you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching.